I quite enjoy Scooby-Doo. His shows and movies have been around for over half a century, and since 2003, there have been at least one Scooby-Doo film released every year until Velma killed it.
One weak link can break the chain of a mighty dynasty.
There have definitely been ups and downs, and it seems like there have been three main high points where people got on the Scooby-Doo train. The original show, of course, What's New Scooby-Doo, and then Mystery Incorporated. Mystery Incorporated created a lot of Scooby-Doo fans for many reasons. For the second time ever, we got a serialized format for the show with an overarching plot narrative and an ongoing relationship developments for the characters. The animation took on another new style shift while going back to closely resemble the original character designs. It stands alone in its own continuity and still references other shows and movies, even bringing in characters for some episodes. And the comedy is on point, some of Scooby-Doo's best.
Check it out. If that dog mutates, I'm putting it down. Dig?
This video series is an excuse to praise the heck out of the show in all aspects. I'll point out references that I enjoy and break down character arcs and show how they work so well. Or not so well, sometimes. It'll be a chance for me to share why I love Scooby-Doo so much, and honestly, I just love talking about good shows and movies more than bad ones. I hope you all enjoy.
Another mystery bites the dust.
The Scooby-Doo gang styles are goated, and there is a lot to be said about the differences from their original designs, like Velma's new bows, Shaggy's hair, and everyone's postures, but I just love how much of the original designs they were able to keep while making it match the style of the whole show.
Just cork it. You see this badge?
Know why it's here.
Patrick Warburton, as Sheriff Bronson Stone, is the best casting in the show. He makes everything he's in better.
That's it, Crunk. Break the door down.
Break it down. What are you kidding me? This is hand-carved mahogany. You can just start packing up, honey, because I believe you're about to eat it!
This show is definitely up there with The Emperor's New Groove in levels of comedy his character is able to pull off.
The first documented case of the Curse of Crystal Cove is from 1630, when a garrison of Spanish conquistadors mysteriously vanished from the harbor.
These lines go right over your head the first time watching the show, because you're so focused on the characterization of Velma, who is not enjoying her job at all, you miss that they are literally explaining the main mystery right out of the gate.
That is so scary. Where did they go?
What part of the word mystery didn't you understand?
Velma is a prick, or at least she's easily annoyed. Her interactions with nearly everyone in the show is layered with frustration and annoyance, and she's like that for a long time. But there is development for her much later, like next season later. I've seen people bring up Velma a lot as the biggest reason to not like the show, but I simply don't mind this character flaw. It's used later for character growth, but even if season 2 never happened, she's consistent with how she's portrayed in the show. Although she is definitely one of the two characters who got a complete personality change from the previous incarnations.
Since the disappearance of the Darrow family, Crystal Cove has been a hub of paranormal activity. You might recognize some of our more famous visitors. Ghostly deep-sea diver Captain Cutler, Miner 49er, Charlie the Haunted Robot, and who could forget the terrifying stylings of Space Kook, not me.
So this show is presented as a sequel to the original show. However, there's no way that can be the case, because the characters are completely different people. The show references other Scooby-Doo media while not directly continuing the continuity.
What do you think you were doing?
Are you trying to destroy our business?
Reboot parentals.
It feels super weird to complain about dated slang in a flim-flamming Scooby-Doo show, but reboot parentals somehow feels more awkward than groovy. I don't know how to explain why I don't like it, but I really don't like it. It feels awkward to me.
We just want answers. Is that wrong?
Fred's a conspiracy theorist.
Just yesterday, I entered one of my traps in the district science fair. It was rejected for not actually having anything to do with science.
They also significantly dumb down Fred's character. It's hilarious, but very frustrating throughout the whole show. It's a trade-off I'd rather not have, because I love it when he's confidently leading the gang. But here, he's unfortunately given less leadership, and his role as trapmaker is cranked up to 100. They didn't dare change these two dynamics. If anything, they made them too close of friends.
Your mother and I are worried about this mystery phase you're going through. We're not saying find new friends.
Shaggy's dad is voiced by Casey Kasem, who was the voice of Shaggy in the original show. And this would sadly end up being his last voice acting role before he died in 2014.
Me and Scoob always play it safe. If there's danger,
We run fast, really fast.
This show was Matthew Lillard's animated debut. He played Shaggy in the live-action films, and for some reason, it took almost a decade for him to start voice acting Shaggy as well.
We're just solving mysteries. All the kids are doing it.
No, they're not.
So, most of the gang's parents don't approve of their kids' choice of friends, and the fact that they're solving mysteries together. Daphne's parents particularly don't like Fred.
Certainly, there must be other boys.
Not like Fred. He's like one of those geniuses that no one understands until they're dead.
I love the way this show hits you with a golden joke and just presses on like nothing happened. If I was Daphne's father, I would have asked her what she means and see if I could unpack that. But instead, they just ignore it and put pressure on her to succeed like her sisters.
Hey, you sure you guys don't want any of this Fruit Myers smoothie? Oh, it's delicious! Secret Toad! No, idiot. We busted through to one of the old Crystal Cove caves.
I love the music in this show. It's not as fun and exciting as, say, the original or What's New Scooby-Doo, but the slow, mysterious elements work so well.
like me and Scoob ordered a pizza and then we just fell asleep watching a Vincent Van Gogh movie.
Alright, so literally no one besides me watched the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo show, but I love the reference. They completely changed Vincent in this show to be just an actor, but it's a great reference for those who know his origins. Especially since the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo was one of the first times real magic and monsters were ever put in Scooby-Doo. It was also the first serialized Scooby-Doo show.
But I still missed you.
Not here. Velma, not in public.
Daphne and Fred are going to find out sooner or later.
I'm not worried about them. It's Scooby-Doo. He's my best friend.
There is a lot going on here. Velma and Shaggy have never been a couple before, and this relationship is full of problems. First of all, as we'll continue to see, Velma is the toxic one in this relationship. She is obviously pushing boundaries Shaggy does not feel comfortable crossing yet, and it appears like she just wants to use Shaggy rather than striving to help him. But Shaggy isn't guiltless. He seems ashamed of his relationship, and doesn't want to tell Scooby. This is what I meant when I said Shaggy and Scooby might be too close in this show. It is ridiculous. Scooby can handle it, and if anyone is upset with you for simply being in a relationship, that is not your problem, it's theirs. The gang get distracted by a monster and go to investigate the drain he came from. Daphne finds a locket that plays more spectacular music.
Could be a clue. Good work, Daphne.
Thanks, Fred. You're so sweet. It's okay. We can talk later.
Fred is clueless about Daphne and how she feels about him. This is one aspect of his characterization I really like. He is able to be focused on solving mysteries and making traps, and allows for some great tension between him and Daphne. And even some great jokes. As they continue to sleuth around, they find the bodies of the digging crew that fell through the
Secret Toad!
The sheriff shows up and tells the gang to
Stay out of it.
Let me talk to him.
Don't worry. Fred will make him understand.
Shaggy, start the car.
Like I thought you were gonna talk to him.
He wasn't in a listening mood.
So you stole a body? Rockin'.
This is why Scooby-Doo is so great. The character dynamics are something else. Everyone goes along with Fred's plan to steal the body. Velma is actually impressed. Shaggy is more upset that they'll get in trouble, and Daphne is head over heels for Fred and doesn't question it.
Professor Ruffalo, we need your help.
Wow, all of the students reacted appropriately, while the teacher is completely over it. Throughout the whole show, the townsfolk react very differently to various kinds of monsters. but a man shriveling up like a raisin should definitely have everyone freaking out.
Is he?
No, he's alive, but he appears to be in some sort of dehydrated stasis. I don't quite know what that means, but I'm guessing it's temporary.
This has to be an intentional joke, right? You have the expert explain what is going on, and then you have him immediately say he doesn't know what's going on. Not the best exposition, but a great joke. So I'll take it. Over some Fruit Myers smoothie cones, the gang discusses the monster and whether it could be a real monster or not.
What do you think, Shaggy?
I think I want more Fruit Myers.
Me too.
Velma, is there something going on between you and Shaggy?
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Why would anything ever be going on between me and Shaggy?
Velma needs to chill out. Why doesn't she just tell them? I understand she's upset with Shaggy, but hiding their relationship is a recipe for disaster.
Wonder what it would be like to get such a romantic present.
Oh, come on, Daphne. You know you don't care about that girly stuff. That's why we're such good friends.
This is painful to watch. My man Fred wouldn't know flirting if it shot him with a net gun. Instead of pursuing the mystery with Daphne, Fred goes home to work on a trap for the monster. That night, the monster strikes again and cocoonizes the professor.
It's no use, gang. I was the one who stole the body and Professor Ruffalo paid the price. I should have listened to my dad and stayed out of any new mysteries.
It's nice to see Fred acknowledging the consequences of his actions.
We all helped steal the body, Fred.
Well, I actually never took. Ow!
Man up, Fred.
Velma, on the other hand, isn't really taking responsibility for anything. She just wants to keep working and solving the case. But Scooby starts eating the cocoon sample Velma brought.
Ew! No, you guys, it's Fruit Myers.
Okay, so it's obviously Mr. Fruit Myers, or someone who's working with him, or someone is framing him.
What do we know about Franklin Fruitmeyer?
Franklin Fruitmeyer showed up in town out of nowhere 2 months ago. Before that, nothing.
Alright, so it's too obvious. It has to be someone else.
All right, gang, fan out.
The writers for this show said screw it when it came to the gang investigating mysteries legally. They should all be going to jail for breaking and entering, and getting hired in order to infiltrate a business has to be a high crime or misdemeanor as well. The gang doesn't have nefarious intentions, but there has to be some threat of consequences for doing things like this.
Daphne!
Daphne? Here! I'm down here!
While the gang is searching for clues, Daphne stumbles into a secret
This is the same cave we were in the other day.
So it could be Fruit Myers, but it could be anyone who knows about the caves.
And check this out. Someone's been digging.
I wonder where the other entrance leads to.
Directly under Crystal Cove Bank!
Of course. Now we have a motive that would stick to literally anyone who wants money. This is some very generic stuff, which is fine as long as you've given us other clues to who it would best fit the motive. But at this time, they have not. Now it is time to catch a monster.
No, stupid, over here!
Dang, Velma, chill out. How do you know he's stupid? You literally haven't finished high school yet, so sit the heck down.
This is gonna be awesome.
This trap is something else. Fred watches way too many Marble Maze videos on YouTube. All of that work, and Fred was 3 feet off. What a failure. Here is our first example of a bad guy in the show not doing the obvious thing he should be doing. You should have covered those kids all the way. But instead, he left their heads uncovered so they could eat their way out. It's kind of weird how the monster gets trapped in the very stuff it's supposed to be made out of, but I don't think the suit is actually made of the Fruitmeyers. It is just a costume with a Fruitmeyer's gun, and I don't think it's a problem he gets trapped by it here.
Fred, you saved me!
Not right now, Daphne. I have to figure out why my trap didn't work.
Literally no one understands Fred. He really is a genius. No one will understand until he's gone.
What is going on here?
Why is the town's latest tourist attraction cocooned to the wall?
Dad, Sheriff, hold on. You don't understand. That is not a monster.
Oh, hopping steamed clams, Fred. Then who is it?
Franklin Fruitmeyer!
Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That's impossible. Franklin Fruitmeyer's the one who called us.
What?
Okay, so the gang caught the bad guy, but were wrong about who it was. I think this is a first for Scooby-Doo. I know in a pup named Scooby-Doo, they would often each have a different suspect they would all think did the crime, but I don't think they have ever all been duped at the same time while confidently stating a different suspect. This will make every episode of the show immensely fun going forward, trying to figure out the mystery for ourselves. Because right out of the gate, they show us that the gang can be wrong, so the discussions they have between themselves don't always carry as much weight as they used to do in the original show, where basically every piece of evidence brought up and discussed pointed to one particular narrative.
But if the monster isn't Franklin Fruitmeyer, then dude, who is it?
Professor Emmanuel Ruffalo!
Wow, what a surprise. Basically, the only other character in the episode is what I would say if I was a fool. Scooby-Doo consistently has the monster end up being someone who wasn't even shown to us. This show will give us multiple suspects, and although this episode only gave us 2 main suspects, it had to introduce the Scooby-Doo gang, had to introduce the setting of the show, and then introduce supporting characters, and then set the tone for the mysteries going forward in the show. Most episodes have a lot more suspects, but that's just a bonus. I think 2 suspects here is great how it is, especially with how well they set up the gang's relationship throughout the episode.
But you've got a job as a teacher. Why do you need more money?
Oh,
Yeah, my bad.
I'm really getting ripped off.
I'm not really happy about the generic motivation being turned into a joke for how teachers aren't really paid enough. I get it. It's funny commentary, but I'd rather it have not set up a bit, but rather actually gave us motivation towards a particular character.
Oh, it was foolproof. Genius!
This man's abs must be made of metal.
Wait, what about this locket we found where you were digging?
Whoa, what does that look, Mr. Mayor? Is something being set up that you want us to know about?
Like K-Ghoul 101.4? What can we scare up for you, Daddy-O?
You're all doomed.
So, they aren't live, are they? Regardless, calling into a radio station where you can be recorded to threaten doom on teenagers, not a smart move.
The truth behind the curse of Crystal Cove. The real mystery has just begun.
Scooby-Doo.
This first episode is brilliant. It starts and ends with hinting at the curse of Crystal Cove, which will be the main focus for the whole show, while having its own 1-episode mystery to focus on to establish a formula going forward. It has a title that fits nicely with the Fruitmeyer's monster, but it also hints at another beast buried deeper. The character dynamics were played out brilliantly. We get plenty of banter and a lot of conflict is introduced, or set up conflict for later episodes. Every episode, I want to find the joke that I think is the best and see how well each episode does comparatively. I know there are a lot of great jokes to choose from. I had a hard time deciding between 4 of them. But episode 1's best joke for me has to be this one.
Certainly, there must be other boys. Not like Fred. He's like one of those geniuses that no one understands until they're dead.
It's such a great way to show Daphne's positive personality while trying to explain why Fred is so great to her parents. It could succeed at a compliment, but Daphne is admitting that no one besides her understands Fred. Because of how funny it is to me every time I hear it, and how well it characterizes Daphne, I'm saying it's the best joke of the episode. I'm very interested in finding out which characters has the best comedy, and overall, who has the best character arcs. Sheriff Bronson Stone's lines are golden, and I think Fred has some of the best character moments in regards to his family. But we have a long ways to go before we get to any of that. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see all of you subscribers later.
Hey, listen to this, gang. Teenage sleuths
Break the chain of a mighty dynasty.
Then who is it?
Puss in Boots himself.
That's impossible.
I told you to stay away!